How's it going, YouTube? It's me, the Cool Loser, and today's video is going to be on the full review for the LG G4, as fast as possible. I've been using it for about a month now, and I think I know all its ins and outs. And I'll start off by telling you the display size, which is the 5.5-inch Quantum 2K display. With Corning Gorilla Glass 3, the camera is a 16 megapixel with laser focus, and records 4K like this. And takes pictures at night like this. The phone with no side buttons, all the buttons are conveniently on the back of the device. With a removable back cover you can interchange with different designs, which of course allows you to swap the battery, expand the memory, and insert your micro SIM card. The Quantum display is still bright enough to use in direct sunlight, although it's not the brightest, but you can still use it. As you can see, my camera still picked it up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember LG being the first to do the tap to wake feature, where you can double tap the display and it'll wake your phone at any time. If you double tap the volume down, it will quick launch your camera and take a picture. If you double tap the volume up, you get your quick memo to leave yourself notes, pictures, which comes out really handy. LG's home launcher on the left has a smart bulletin that lets you see the health, the calendar, music, smart settings, quick remote, smart tips, and a few more things there that you can quickly get to. And in case you don't notice, it has a slight little curve to the display. Pay attention to the left and the right. If you look at the white glow lines that meets in the middle, that gives the G4 a ergonomic curve. Okay, now let's dive in a little bit deeper into the G4, and I currently only have a nano SIM card, which is actually smaller than the micro. So I attempted to connect it to my SIM port, but like I said, I couldn't get it to match. But I used it with my SIM for about a week, before I had to put the nano SIM back into my other phone. And it actually powers on pretty quickly. And if you hold the power button to turn off, these are the options you get. But now let's get the user experience. When it's face down, press the middle power once, and your display turns on. And then you can swipe to unlock. But of course, instead of pressing the button, you can double tap the screen to wake up your device. And now we're into the home launcher, which is still familiar to customize and use by holding down on home screens, apps that you can drag and drop, add widgets, also change your wallpapers this way. And as always, there's hundreds of home replacement launchers, just in case you don't want to use LG stock home launcher. LG stock launcher has really cool animations that you can transition with. And right now you have 7 different type of effects. For when you swipe your screen, you will see the icons move around with certain different animations if you would like, just in case you want to spice it up a little bit more. LG gives you its Smart Notice widget. When you tap the little right arrow, it gives you little notifications, such as reminders, tips, to make everything glanceable and convenient to get to. Although it's a great idea, I wish I can change the colors, but that's what you get for right now. Regardless, it has a useful weather application with detailed information that you'll probably end up liking. When you click the folders, not only are your selected apps in there, but you can change the background colors, and if you click on the plus tab, you have a quick layout convenience of all the apps that you would like to bring in. LG also made a folder called Management for your convenience to keep your phone running at top notch. Now this is what the app drawer looks like. How much bloatware is on this G4? And in my G4 unit, it came with no bloatware, and I can't speak for everybody because different carriers will add their own bloatware, and by now you'll probably have an idea if you've ever bought a carrier phone. And again, the app drawer has a really convenient way to uninstall applications that you no longer want. But now let's get a little bit more into the smart bulletin here. You can organize or remove certain cards to be up higher, and I like how you can use the cards right where they're at to control the music, use a remote, without having to search or open a full screen app. Bulletin also shows you the smart settings, and what that shows is when you leave the house, certain profiles like Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, NFC will automatically switch to that profile, and I think that covered the home launcher and features for right now. So let's get into the settings, which right now at first launch, the settings right now side scroll, but if you don't like that, you want to go to the old view, so you scroll up and down to get to the settings. More clicking is involved this way, but it comes down to what you like better. I like that it gives you both options. Let's look at the notification panel. You can have lots of side scrolling toggles that you can organize, add or remove, and you still have your volume and brightness adjuster. So basically you're not going to find anything unordinary on the notification panel comparing to today's Android devices. If you own any other LG devices, you'll be able to share, mirror, and cast audio, pictures, and videos. Now moving along into the sound and notification panel, you'll have a few options in there you can set like ringtone IDs. You also have the ability to control the vibration strength, so whenever someone calls, it'll speak out the contact name. You have the ability to change the font that will theme throughout your whole entire device. which also gives it another custom personal touch. And then we have the home touch buttons, which on the bottom are your navigation keys, where you can rearrange, add or remove to your liking. You can even change the color too, unlike Nexus devices where it doesn't allow you to do this. And here's another cool feature you can do. And the hide home touch buttons is your navigation bar that will remove in certain applications or games that you wish to no longer be there. That way you can have a full screen and swipe up to reveal your navigation bar. Okay, let's get into the lock screen where you can select swipe, the knock code, pattern, the pin, or the password. Now you can customize a secret knock code, and I use the Super Mario theme to unlock my phone. Check this out. You have to admit that's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at the screen swipe effects, which gives you 5 different animations of unlocking. As you can see, you touch the screen and it does a different animation when you touch the screen, and the further you pull apart, it animates and unlocks your phone. And here you can customize your shortcuts for your lock screen. Remember those smart settings I was talking about when you're at home or when you leave home? You get options to turn certain toggles on and off, choose what happens when you plug in your headphones. Really useful features. Now let's take a look in the storage, which you can see this is a 32GB version. In the battery and power saving, you can see that you can add the percentage on your status bar, you can click in the battery usage, and you can scroll all the way back to where you first had it charged fully at 100. And I'm already at 87 hours with 57% still left discharging. This has one of the best standby time I've ever seen on any Android device. Oh yeah, and it has a battery saver mode and a game optimizer to save on performance and battery. It's built-in smart cleaning system, which allows you to clean up those unnecessary files. And then clicking onto the apps, you can manage your installed applications and move them to your SD card if you want to make more available space on your onboard memory. Dual window allows you to multitask with 2 windows, so you can do 2 things at once. Maybe you want to check your email on one, and another one you want to watch my YouTube videos. Not every app is able to split screen, but the ability to do this is very useful if you need it. And if you want to resize the windows, it's very easy with a drag and pull. Here's the cloud services you can sync to. You're going to be able to log into different user accounts for different days or different people. And then you got your shortcut keys for the volume up and down if you want to disable them, or turn off the camera option where it takes a picture as soon as it launches. And everything else in the settings has already been there for years, so I really don't need to get into every nook and cranny. What is worth to mention is that it's running on 5.1 Lollipop version. And a very nice surprise that LG is keeping up so far instead of leaving us all behind. And here's another cool feature I wanted to point out is as soon as you want to copy anything, the G4 has a little clip tray. This way in the clip tray, if you copy more than one thing, it's just going to add it to the list so you'll be able to come back to it. And another useful feature while your phone screen is off, if you drag in from the top of the screen, you get a quick glance of your time or notifications if you have any. Here's a closer look at applications that it runs with. Calculator. Here's what the clock looks like. It has a McAfee mobile security if that's what you need. This is what the music library looks like. Your messaging. It has a decent looking SMS app where you can add your pictures, videos, audio. And on top of that, if you go into the settings, you got some options to change. If you go into the customizing theme area, you'll be able to change the bubbles, change the wallpaper, whatever it has with, or include your own pictures for the background, and you can actually set them individually. Now the voice recorder looks like this, works really nicely, although the microphone sensor seems to be a little bit on the quiet side. And I have some video tests coming up pretty soon in this video. And here's the weather app, which we already seen, and my model version straight from LG. Didn't have any bloatware, and like I said, I can't tell you how yours is gonna be. Now how about that charger? The USB cord itself has little ridges so you know where to plug it in the correct way. Supposedly it supports quick charge, which I found it to charge this 3000 mAh battery pretty quick. Now let me talk about the backfiring speaker. And I must say I actually prefer it, and that's only because my palm tends to cover the bottom facing speakers on other devices. This is the full volume on the G4. And here we have the S6. Again, here we have the G4. And here we have the S6. And now, the laser focusing 16 megapixel f1.8 sensor on the LG G4, one of its best top features of this phone, shall now be discussed. So let's do it to it. The laser makes the camera focus so much better and faster. But let's open the camera app outside. Obviously it launches pretty quick, and without having to touch the screen or the shutter button, you can hit the volume up or down to take the picture. You can swipe across the screen to get to the front facing camera or hit the swap button. And my little tiny gripe about the camera settings, I don't like the way it has it laid out. It's not very intuitive, it's kind of ugly, and kind of like a chore to go through it. Not that I will lower the megapixel count, but I don't see any option to do it. It only tells me the aspect ratio. I just think it's not clear enough for other people to understand. So they need to make the settings a little bit easier to understand and navigate through. I'm talking about the settings, not the white balance, the manual focus, the ISO, the shutter speed. Not those. Those are fine where they're at. 4K records really fast. I can have shaky hands, and the built-in stabilizer will keep my video smooth and enjoyable to watch. Now keep in mind, this has full control like a DSLR camera. You'll be able to manually control the shutter speed, ISO, manual focus, and also manually control the white balance. And all these are key features to DSLR cameras. And I have to say, without third-party applications, this is baked into the camera software, which is a very welcome feature that should be available on all camera phones. Now, did you see that? G4's 8 megapixel camera takes really good self-portrait pictures. When you take the picture, you can bring the phone up to your face and it goes to the photo you've taken. You bring it away from your face and it goes back to trying to take a picture. Now, for the next clips, I'm going to show you a 4K recording that's going to be rendered down to 1080p, but I'm going to stay quiet and let you guys hear to the audio. This is exactly how it's supposed to be. No turning down or anything, no enhancement. Of course, it will be chopped down and YouTube scale will lower the quality some bit, so check it out. Look at your pooter. Oh my god, you're a little weird looking thing. It likes you, it's following you. Come here. Come here, little thingy. Come here, little kitty. What's up, little Bree? Oh, let me take this off. Here, let me get it off of me. Oh my God. Damn. Oh.
Bad round. I don't know.
As you can hear, the audio recording sounds a little far, sounds a little bit under the weather. Now here, guys, I'm going to prepare you a loud explosion called Tannerite. So if you're wearing headphones, you probably want to turn it down. And I'm going to count down from 5, 4, 3. Yeah, that was pretty loud. And believe it or not, the Tannerite is legal to explode. So anyway, around 2 in the morning, as you can see, recording video is almost pitch black. But on the G4, if you adjust the shutter speed, you'll end up taking pictures like this. And that's at the middle of the night. Keep in mind, to be fair, I'm using a tripod. If you try to handhold this with the shutter speed at 8 seconds, if you shake around, the photo will turn out very blurry. And for the last thing, I wanted to show the Gallery app, which without a surprise works really fast for loading your photos. A lot of these flagship devices have a really good looking Gallery app that functions well with albums, with pinching in and out to go into bigger albums. Swiping through the pictures is a breeze, especially on a nice 5.5 inch screen. You're really going to enjoy how responsive the software is. So there you guys have it. This was my semi-intensive review of the LG G4. Thank you for watching, and as always, spread the word of the cool loser. Until next time. See you guys later. But wait, there's more. What? Yep, that's right, that's right. The next video will be a giveaway. You better subscribe now, because I'm going to tell you in the next video how I'm going to give you a chance to win an extra LG G4 that I have here. Currently, I have 2 G4 devices, and I'm ready to give one away. This is a $600 flagship phone. It will be a worldwide giveaway. For the next video, again, subscribe and check me up on the social networks so you can be one of the first to know how to win it. Alrighty, I'm gone.